Welcome to Orlando, Florida, and welcome to Tuesday Night NXT. We are going to go ahead and open up with a potentially big, huge announcement if Joe Hendry ends up accepting AJ Styles' requests for a match for his TNA World Heavyweight Championship. Let's go ahead and hear Joe Hendry out. So, we have AJ Styles. He wants to fight for my title. We have the past and the present. AJ, me and you, next week. Let's do it. And it seems as though we have a confirmed match next week here on NXT. The TNA World Heavyweight Championship will be defended. Joe Hendry puts his title on the line against AJ Styles. We had talked about a couple shows back. I don't remember if it was exactly the last show or a couple before that, but we talked about how yes, AJ Styles had won like up to 5 world titles while being a part of TNA, but 3 or 2 of those had been NWA championships, world championships. So, at least here in the WWE, we're not counting those. If you guys want to count them, be my guest. Here, the ones that we count as true world championships are, of course, the WWE, TNA, AAA. For us as well. The most prestigious one is the WWE World Championships, that being the World Heavyweight Championships, WWE Championships. And then I would probably say AAA, then TNA. But hey, at the end of the day, they're all great World Heavyweight or World Championships, And let's just say it's going to be a phenomenal match. Phenomenal, get it? AJ Styles, Joe Hendry, that confirmed for next week. However, let's talk about right here, right now. We're going to go ahead and open up with an absolute banger of a match. We have El Hijo de L.A. Park defending his NXT championship against the man who he was able to win it against, Javon Evans. Now, for those who haven't been watching, no, Javon has never been champion. Simply, Obafemi vacated his title while he went on his own little quest. And the match to crown the new champion was between these two men. Now Javon Evans getting another opportunity at the NXT Championship and another opportunity at trying to beat El Hijo de L.A. Park. At the moment, the only man to beat El Hijo de L.A. Park is Obafemi. Javon Evans trying to be added into that list. We'll see how that goes. NXT Championship on the line. El Hijo de L.A. Park has been phenomenal as a champion, defending it constantly, defending it with pride, with honor. Lots of respect to Obafemi. This man is a very professional wrestler. He isn't, your typical babyface, heel, anti-hero. He is simply here to get the job done. Whether the fans like him or not, that's a different thing. But he is truly here to get championships and to defend them and to give good matches. And that creates one heck of a workhorse of a superstar. And here tonight, he's looking to defend his championship once more. And against Javon Evans, who was finally able to put away Sean Spears, finally able to prove that his way is the right way, that there is no need to take these little shortcuts to cheat, to be like Sean Spears and the rest of the culling. No, Javon Evans can do things his way, and he can still go for gold. But does that mean he can win gold? That's a different story that he is trying to get the answer to here tonight, as in our opening match. El Hijo de L.A. Park and Javon Evans are going to go ahead and battle it out for the NXT Championship. Still to come later tonight, we have Zoruga defending her WWE Women's Speed Championship against Cora Jade. And in the main event, we have Masha Slamovich, TNA's very own, facing off against Zaraya for the Women's NXT Championship as El Hijo de L.A. Park looking for the pinfall. Talking about El Hijo de L.A. Park, of course, not only in this match, but just what a gentleman. He went to Ava, the NXT GM. This match was supposed to be our main event, but he went to our GM and said, I want the girls to main event. Evolution is coming up, and not only should we be showing these phenomenal talents that are the women's in a women's only PLE, we should be showing them and demonstrating them week in and week out, and let's show that they have the star power, that they have what it takes to main event PLEs, regular nights, especially when a title, the men's world title within the promotion, within this specific division is being defended, that they are so good that even then they can still main event El Hijo de L.A. Park. Not only worried about himself and giving good matches and championships, he is here for the growth of everyone, and like I said earlier, that is what creates a true workhorse champion, and that's exactly how Zoraya and Masha Slamovich have landed the spot in the main events, and these two gentlemen getting the spot in the opening matches. At the moment, El Hijo de L.A. Park is absolutely destroying upon the body of Javon Evans, the young OG, an opportunity to become, if I'm correct, the youngest NXT champion of all time. I mean, Javon, he has so much years in front of him, which to me is both good and bad. I say good because you failed tonight. Sure, you still got a lot more years. You fail the next night? Okay, fine. You still got a couple more years. But why is it bad? You are underlooked. You are underappreciated. And sometimes people just underestimate you. And, as well, you do sometimes lack that full knowledge. But here tonight, Javon Evans, in his 20s, I believe he's 21, 20-ish, just above the drinking age. Nevertheless, if he does win tonight, he'll be the youngest NXT champion. Before him was Bo Dallas, now known as Uncle Howdy, who at the age of 23, I believe, or 22, was able to go ahead and become NXT champion. So here tonight, Javon Evans not only able to make history by becoming champion, also able to add a little bit of spice to that history by becoming the youngest NXT champion of all time. El Hijo de L.A. Park, though, trying to prevent that from happening, sending Javon Evans flying. He does not want to lose his title here tonight. This man has defended that title like it was his own damn son. This man has been absolutely phenomenal, and I do believe he has been such a great replacement for the ruler Obafemi. And it just shows that as much as Javon, as Obafemi are the future, we were also able to bring an incredible star from AAA to showcase himself here on NXT week in and week out. And this man can also be the future of WWE as a whole. Is here tonight. He may look to put things away. And no, not yet. Instead, he sends Javon Evans into the turnbuckle. Now looking to put him up on top of the top ropes. Javon Evans, though, countering. Instead, it is going to be Javon who picks up and slams down El Hijo de L.A. Park. Now Javon Evans maybe looking to get a little bouncy right here as he is charging up something. Maybe looking to slam down El Hijo de L.A. Park. Now looking for the pinfall. 1, 2. But a kick out at 2 from Hijo de L.A. Park. Is right there, able to move out of the way of the hits of Javon Evans. Instead, able to counter, and now he is on the attack. El Hijo de L.A. Park with some big right fists, and now going to look to try to do a little bit more. El Hijo de L.A. Park has still been the more dominant superstar within this championship match. As for now, well, we'll see if things continue to stay that way or if things will switch around, as El Hijo de L.A. Park going to look to do something dangerous, but no, he is countered. Javon Evans able to counter El Hijo de L.A. Park right there and now. Things have switched around. Maybe a little commentator's curse. I've been saying it. Seems as though I have some bad things on me whenever I speak about a man being in control, because almost right away they end up getting countered as Javon Evans gets bouncy. hits a big diamond cutter, and now a big splash. Is he gonna look for the pinfall to become the new NXT champion? 1, 2, oh, but a kick out at 2 from El Hijo de L.A. Park. Javon not done. Another splash onto the body of El Hijo de L.A. Park. Javon Evans is not finished. He is looking for more. He wants to do more damage. Looking for the big kick, but no, El Hijo de L.A. Park able to move out of the way right there instead. He lays a kick on Javon, now sending him straight into the turnbuckle. Big boot to the face of Javon Evans right there, as he now looks to climb the top ropes, looking to make a big impact right here. El Hijo de L.A. Park with a big splash, looking for the pinfall. 1, 2, almost 3. Javon Evans able to lift up his body just in the nick of time. I mean, talk about last second. That was closer to 3 than it was to 2. We almost had the end still, but Javon Evans is still in this match. And while he is still in it, he is taking a lot of damage. El Hijo de L.A. Park making it clear that he is ready to do whatever it takes in order to successfully defend his championship as El Hijo de L.A. Park. Oh, that was ugly. Not timing or really positioning himself in the best position. It's right there. He takes a lot more damage than Javon, but quickly switching things around. Big stunner onto Javon Evans. And now Javon gonna go ahead and be hit with another stunner. Javon Evans may be out. We may go ahead and say that a champion will stay the same as another big hit by El Hijo de L.A. Park. Javon Evans may have lost right there by count, but no, El Hijo de L.A. Park wants to go ahead and get the 3 count as he resets the count instead, sending Javon Evans back into the ring. Now Javon Evans better be picked up by El Hijo de L.A. Park in a big old suplex, as Javon Evans has to roll outside of the ring, catching his breath, pain, aching. I mean, what is this man not feeling? Poor Javon came in here with so much enthusiasm to potentially become the NXT champion. I'm not saying that that's completely out the window, but at the moment I think he's realizing just how much he needs in order to become champion. I'm sure he already had a big idea. He's already been in multiple, championship matches for the NXT title, but this has definitely been the biggest challenge in Javon Evans' life because he doesn't have that crazy phenomenon Oba Femi in front of him. This is a man he can definitely beat, but at the moment it is El Hijo de L.A. Park who's just 2 steps ahead, who's just faster, stronger, smarter than Javon Evans at the moment. But maybe, just maybe, all Javon needs is a small bit of attack just like that in order to be able to get back into this match and secure the victory with a big stomp right there onto the foot of El Hijo de L.A. Park. And now Javon Evans looking to turn things around, looking to get bouncy right here. Huge diamond cutter, looking for the pinfall. Is this enough to beat El Hijo de L.A. Park? No, a kick out at 2 by El Hijo de L.A. Park. Javon Evans thought he had that title to his name, but Javon Evans needing a little bit more in order to be able to put El Hijo de L.A. Park down for the 3 count. Able to do some nice damage right there from the clothesline. However, Javon does end up hurting himself a little bit as well. Nevertheless, it is Javon Evans who is on the attack as he grabs El Hijo de L.A. Park. Gonna go ahead and use the ropes right here as a little boost. Looking to get a little spicy right there, sending El Hijo de L.A. Park flying. Javon Evans may be able to get bouncy right here, and it seems as though he is looking for that. He climbs the top ropes. What is this man looking to do? A big flying Hurricane Rana to El Hijo de L.A. Park. Big damage being done. Javon Evans not done. He has definitely turned things around. He's going to look for the big boot right here. El Hijo de L.A. Park able to move out of the way. Too fast for Javon Evans. I mean, which is crazy. Javon Evans is so fast. And to think that someone is faster than him is absolutely insane. But we just saw it right there as El Hijo de L.A. Park is back on the attack, looking to do some big damage right here. Javon Evans may be out. This may be the last blow to end Javon Evans. A big sweep, dropping Javon, who is all bruised up. I mean, look at that guy. Oh my days. I mean, you got to work hard to, get the big things. They aren't easy to come. But damn, is that boy beat up as El Hijo de L.A. Park is not finished. He's going to look to continue to do some damage. Javon Evans fighting back very nicely right there. El Hijo de L.A. Park with a couple of smacks in order to see if he can weaken Javon a little bit more. And while he is down and while El Hijo de L.A. Park is in control, Javon is holding on still in this match, still fighting back, still going ahead and resisting any attacks from L.A. Park as best as he can. It's right here. He's going to be put on top of the turnbuckles. Javon able to counter. Javon Evans now sending El Hijo de L.A. Park, flying. Javon Evans watches as L.A. Park, as much as we haven't seen maybe as much damage be done to him, and probably because we can't see any bruises, he is surely beat up. His stamina is low. And how they say in UFC boxing, the last couple of rounds, the last couple of minutes, that's where you see the true champions. In such a long match like this, whoever comes out on top, that's where you see a true champion. Both men are still very well in this, but Javon Evans has something to say, and I believe that there is only one spot at the top. And both of us cannot be there. And he wants himself to be there so bad. An opportunity to become the NXT champion. El Hijo de L.A. Park able to kick out at one right there. Javon Evans now countered, slammed down. El Hijo de L.A. Park has quickly switched things around. What an incredible opening match. I'm sorry. I love my female wrestlers, but this should have been the main event, because what a match. If somehow the woman can shut me up and have a better match than this, I'll shave my eyebrows, my hair, my everything, man. Because what a match we are having here. A big boot to Javon Evans, who is still not out. Able to counter right there. El Hijo de L.A. Park surprised, stunned by the fact that Javon Evans is not only in this, he is fighting back, and now going to go ahead and look for the pinfall. 1, 2, 3, and oh, that is it. Javon Evans is the new NXT champion. At the young age of 21 years old, Javon Evans has done it. Not only is he the top man in NXT, he is the youngest to ever do it. The young OG is NXT champion. What a fantastic opening match. Javon Evans able to crown himself NXT champion. The young OG has done it. El Hijo de L.A. Park now taking his second loss ever here in NXT. Which still, I mean, if you're going to lose to anyone, it's going to be Obafemi and Javon Evans. That is not something you should, I'm not saying brag about your losses, but those are respectable losses. And we have just been able to crown a new NXT champion. What an absolute banger of a match. What an absolute banger of a match, for real. What a banger. Javon Evans. El Hijo de L.A. Park, instant classic. And it ends with the cherry on top. A new champion, Javon Evans. Congratulations. Our new NXT champion. We are not done there, as next up we have Cora Jade against Zora Ruka for the WWE Women's Speed Championship. And of course, in the main event, we have Zaraya defending her NXT Women's Championship against Masha Slamovich, TNA superstar, former TNA Knockouts champion, world champion, losing that title to Jordan Grace. As Jordan Grace, if I'm correct, became a 3 or 4 time. My facts ain't the best off the top of my head. I believe a 4-time TNA World Knockouts champion. I keep forgetting that. You know, you gotta add the knockouts, right? Not women's. That to come in the main event. And then we already gone ahead and confirmed that we have another phenomenal match coming next week as AJ Styles faces off against Joe Hendry for the TNA World Championship. And I've just fact-checked. Yes, Jordynne Grace was able to win her 4th by beating Masha Slamovich. Next week, I believe AJ Styles can go ahead and also win his 3rd TNA World Championship. I mean, what an incredible amount of matches we have here tonight. And what an incredible amount of matches we are already going to have next week. AJ Styles has held the TNA World Heavyweight Championship twice. So if he beats Joe Hendry, that is 3 times. But I don't have to talk about that later. Let's go ahead and focus on this match. Zol Ruka unfortunately lost one of her championships already. She was a double champ for quite some time. But Thea Hale, a woman who had been building herself up, building momentum, and just, well, basically worked her butt off. I was going to say some bad words, but I really had to cut myself off right there. Was able to dethrone Zol Ruka. Now here tonight, Cora Jade did announce she wanted the North American Championship, but kick them while they're already down is the way that Cora Jade wants to move. So while Zol Ruka's already not there mentally, while she's already taking a loss, Cora Jade just wants to go ahead and finish her off and now take the Speed Championship off of her. Of course, as I mentioned before with Chad Gable, we had to go ahead and change up the rules a little bit for the Speed Championship here on the channel, just with the way everything works rather than time limits. It's an underground match, making the Speed Championship also a very brutal title to go for, to defend, etc. Just add a little bit more value than it had before, I would say. So I think we did a good job with that, a good substitute to the way that the match is normally done, right? We had Chad Gable. Let's go ahead and break some news. Chad Gable obviously defending his Speed Championship against Wesley. He had already taken so many losses against Dragon Lee, against the LWO. But I talked to him after his successful title defense against Wesley for his Speed Championship, and I just asked him what it meant, if it even meant anything to him, or if this was just a match to have a match that simply has a title that he won as a El Grande Americano, and he said no. I wish it did, but in reality, no, it meant a lot. I've been so down mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually, but that victory has woken something inside of me. It's reminded me that I haven't lost everything just because I lost my brother, my sister, American made as a whole, just because I lost my El Grande Americano persona where I wanted to do so much with it. Just because I lost all of that does not mean that I lost everything. While I lost a lot, I still have so much more, and I want to thank Wesley for reminding me that I still have something so valuable, the Speed Championship. I honestly was very ungrateful and underappreciated the fact that I held this title. Heck, if I worked for WWE with matches and all of that stuff, I would have stripped myself from the title because of how bad I treated it. But fortunately they didn't, because Wesley has now awoken something within me. Something that I hadn't seen in a while. Heck, something I didn't know I still had within me. So now this is an announcement to all of the WWE. This Speed Championship is going nowhere, but I am ready to defend it day in, day out. NXT, Evolve, Raw, TNA, SmackDown, AAA, wherever you want. I'm ready to make this the center of my life. I lost everything, almost everything, so I'm gonna work hard to make sure I don't lose this last piece of me. Those were some beautiful words by Chad Gable, reading off a script right here because, damn, that boy likes to talk. And we cut off some of the stuff, some of the filler. But basically, thanking Wesley for awakening this side of him. He's going to go ahead and defend the Speech Championship now. He's feeling a lot better mentally, emotionally, all those good stuff. So, good for Chad Gable. Just a big announcement that from now on we will hopefully be seeing Chad Gable defend the championship all over the place. He said above, NXT, Raw, SmackDown, TNA, AAA, everywhere. Chad Gable wants to make that a prestigious title. And what better way than by defending it and being successful in those title defenses. So, congratulations to Chad Gable, not only for being able to find himself again, but also for that successful title defense as we now go ahead and turn our full focus into this match. Zor Ruka bleeding. Cora Jade has been able to do some enormous damage onto Zor Ruka. Nevertheless, she is champion for a reason. She was a double champion for a reason, but Cora Jade is smart and she has been talking a lot. I can't hear what she's saying, but I've been seeing those lips move, and she has surely been playing mind games with Zor Ruka about, oh, you lost your title, you'll do it again here tonight, blah, 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 blah. And remember, you have to win by knockout, and Cora Jade may be able to pull that off right here. This may be it, and yes, the referee says that's it. Zor Ruka not following in the footsteps of Chad Gable by losing almost everything, but still fighting something with the Speed Championship. No, Zor Ruka has been smacked all the way down and even lower as Cora Jade is your new WWE Women's Speed Champion and also the youngest to do it. Lots of history being made here tonight. We have a new Women's Speed Championship. Congratulations to Cora Jade. And now we are moving on to our next match. Up next, we have two gentlemen who have both been searching for gold, both looking to climb up the rankings. Both men have just witnessed a spectacular match for the NXT Championship. And maybe in the near future, both men can become future challengers, future holders of the NXT Championship. But for now, they face off each other to one-up each other, to move up the rankings just a little bit. Introducing first, we have Channing Stacks Lorenzo, multiple-time NXT Heritage Champion. Currently, that title is held by Luca Crucifino, who is accompanying Channing Stacks Lorenzo alongside Tony D'Angelo and Adriana Rizzo here tonight. Channing Stacks Lorenzo looking to get the W over Charlie Dempsey. This man earlier this year already had his opportunity to go ahead and potentially become a champion, that being with the North American Championship back when Ricky Saints was still champion. Unfortunately for Charlie Dempsey, who is accompanied by Tavion Heights tonight, unfortunately for him, things didn't work out so well. He ended up losing that match, and while he worked hard in the build-up to the championship match, unfortunately, the lights were too bright. It sucks for Charlie Dempsey, but his career is still young. He still has lots of time, and he has an incredible dad, William Regal, who can teach him a couple tricks here and there. Point being, Charlie Dempsey is alright. May have lost that championship match. He is also a former time Heritage Champion. He still has opportunities and chances to potentially become champion. But for both Channing Stacks Lorenzo and Charlie Dempsey, that would all go ahead and start here tonight. Whoever, of course, gets the win here tonight gets that little one-up over each other. So if it ever comes that the one or the other becomes a champion, let's just say the loser of this match becomes a champion, then the winner can go ahead and say, I beat you before, now I want to beat you for the championship, and that can go ahead and open up a little pathway to go ahead and become champion. But maybe that's a little too much into the future as we go ahead and begin this match. Channing Stacks Lorenzo Charlie Dempsey battling it out. Very exciting matches that we've already had with Javon Evans and El Hijo de Elia Park, with Cora Jade and Zoruka, and now hoping to continue that tier with Channing Stacks Lorenzo and Charlie Dempsey. Gonna go ahead and see who wins this match. Now, of course, Charlie Dempsey is part of the NQCC alongside Ren Sinclair, Miles Bourne. They aren't here tonight. I'm not sure why. I'm a little bit surprised, because with them two, what to even things out in the numbers game, which means Channing Stacks Lorenzo does have that slight advantage over Charlie Dempsey here tonight, just based off the numbers game, because, well, he has Luca, he has Adriana, and he has Tony D'Angelo with him in his corner. So, just for right there, a slight advantage for Channing Stacks Lorenzo. If he is able to fully take advantage of that opportunity, then he can go ahead and get a victory here tonight. But of course, as long as those guys don't get involved, as long as they're just standing security guards, bodyguards, then Charlie Dempsey does have a evened out chance to win the match. However, at the moment, it is Channing Stacks Lorenzo who is just absolutely taking it to town with Charlie Dempsey. Charlie Dempsey is trying to fight right here, but Channing Stacks Lorenzo certainly has had a majority of the control throughout the beginning of this match, throughout the majority of this match. Let's go ahead and talk about a little bit Saturday night's main event. I know we've already had a couple of days since then, but we had a brand new World Heavyweight Champion able to be crowned, that being in Mr. L.A. Knight. Yeah. So if you guys haven't watched that, go ahead and tune into that, as things are not looking too good for Charlie Dempsey. Channing Stacks Lorenzo was looking to put the match away right there. Charlie Dempsey shakes his head. No, not yet, at least for Channing Stacks Lorenzo. Still looking for the pinfall, looking to put away Charlie Dempsey. No! Well, I thought since Charlie Dempsey shook his head, no, he had a little bit more gas in him. But in fact, all it took was another slam, and Channing Stacks Lorenzo has just gone ahead and beaten Charlie Dempsey here tonight. Charlie Dempsey, well, it's only up from here. Let's just say that. When you're this slow, it's only up from here. Ever since that championship loss, he hasn't really been able to recover, but who can blame the guy? It was a big opportunity, slipped through his fingers, but again, he's still young. He has incredible influences around him that can help him, so no need to stress, no need to worry too much. But fortunately for him here tonight, it is Mr. Channing Stacks Lorenzo, part of the family, goes ahead and gets the victory over him. Now moving into some women's singles action. Up first, Nikita Lyons here tonight. She's going to go ahead and face off against the LFG Season 1 winner, Tyra May Steele, who has kind of been struggling here at NXT. She thrived down at LFG. Unfortunately for her, she has not been able to get a victory here on NXT, at least not yet. Maybe tonight against Nikita Lyons, she can go ahead and do that. It is going to be difficult. Nikita Lyons, another superstar who had opportunities to become champions this year. Also for the North American champion back when Zoruka held that title, but wasn't able to do so. Again, as we talked about it earlier, it was Thea Hale instead who was able to become the new champion and take that title off of Zoruka. And earlier tonight, it was Miss Cora Jade was able to take off the other championship that Zoruka held, that being the WWE Women's Speed Championship off of Zoruka. Big changes here within the WWE over the last course of a couple of weeks, to say. I mean, lots of new champions. I'm going to go ahead and see if I can pull out a list right here of some of the most recent championship changes. Let's see. We can start from SummerSlam. So we had Solo Sikoa win the United States Championship. Sami Zayn win the World Heavyweight Championship. Bianca Belair winning the Women's World Championship. We had Thea Hale winning the NXT North American Championship. We recently had Lash Legend and Jakara Jackson, the Metal 4, winning the TNA Knockouts Tag Team Championships. We just had LA Knight win the World Heavyweight Championship. Julia winning the Women's United States Championship. Here tonight, we were able to see Javon Evans becoming the NXT Champion. Cora Jade, the Women's Speed Champion. That is a heck of a lot of new champions. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 new champions since SummerSlam. There is a shift going around the whole WWE roster. But I'm not here to complain. I've been liking these changes. It is good to keep new, fresh faces coming in. Don't get me wrong. I do like when there is a dominant face like a Roman Reigns who was able to hold his championship for 1,316 days and whatnot. But it is good to be able to see some competition to the point where no one can really keep it for a long time because the competition is so high that it just kind of keeps hopping around. I also don't like when it just hops around too much, if that makes sense. It has to find the perfect balance, and I do believe right now it has. Not a lot of changes overall throughout the year, but at the moment we are going through a bit of a boom in championship changes. It is getting towards the end of the year, and this is where we see true superstars. A lot of superstars start slipping a little bit as it's the end of the year. They start seeing the holidays, Halloween, Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year. They start slipping with believing they're ready to relax. It's the end of the year, time to celebrate, party, fiesta. But a true superstar, one that is committed, one that is ready, one that can be a true champion, does not stop just because it's freaking December 24th, 25th. Does not start back up on January 1st because new year, new me. No, they begin now. There is no waiting for the future. They must create their own future with their own palm of their hands. And maybe that is why we're seeing a lot of champions slip. I do see a lot of champions who just rightfully are losing their titles because their opponents are very good. But also maybe in some cases, I hate to say names, but for example, Zoruka. She slipped against Thea Hale, who outperformed her, outworked her week in, week out. And Zoruka, her peak, she worked so hard to get there, but a lot of people think, they get to the peak, they relax. But it's about putting 10 times more work to stay there. And I believe Zoruka's hard work to get her there to the peak allowed her to, have those couple title defenses. But eventually that all wears down, and Thea Hale, who worked her butt off, then reached that peak, gave her that championship. And as Zoruka was sliding down, Cora Jade just snatched her other title. So that's just one example. That could just be me saying things a little nonsense, but it is a time of year where a lot of wrestlers start slipping. Fatigue grows, injuries come, burning out happens. A lot of people think this is all fun and games, but I mean, you're constantly working out. You're constantly getting beat up. You're working every single week, non-stop. Apart from the shows that we show here on the channel, we also have live shows where that could be happening 4 or 5 times a week, apart from the already weekly televised show. I mean, it is a heck of a workload, and only the best of the best are able to stay out on top, able to, hold championships for a long time, win championships, defend championships, etc. So, basically, I think what I'm trying to say is don't be too surprised by all these title changes. I do think that this just shows that some superstars aren't ready for it. Some superstars have been ready, but we're all human. We all have, a limit. And the limit may be met right here for Nikita Lyons as Tyra May Steele has just gone ahead and gotten her very first victory here in NXT. She has finally been able to do it. LFG Season 1 winner Tyra May Steele able to get a nice little victory over Nikita Lyons here tonight. Is up next. Steve Macklin, TNA International Champion. He has some words he wants to say. Let's go ahead and hear out the TNA Superstar. Look, I want to keep this short and simple. Joe Hendry announced that us TNA Superstars wanted to defend their titles, and the same goes for me. I'm looking for an opponent here on NXT that believes they have what it takes to beat me, that believes they have what it takes to give me a good match at Dion Lexon. Gonna go ahead and interrupt. Let's hear him out. Look. You think you need to wait around and talk too much, baby? I'm right here. Dark State is looking to take full control and carry all the gold. We have the North American Championship. We'll soon get the NXT Tag Team Championships, and I wouldn't mind taking some of TNA gold. So how about me and you? Next week, your title on the line. You know what? Let's go ahead and do it. And look at that. Dion Lexon, Steve Macklin next week. TNA International Championship on the line. That's confirmed for next week. And apart from that, we also have AJ Styles versus Joe Hendry. TNA Championship. The past versus the future of TNA. All happening here in the present. Things are shaping up already to be so great next week. So far, 2 TNA championships will go ahead and be defended, but we'll worry about next week when it comes, because it is now time for the main event of the night. Introducing first the challenger. She is the former TNA Knockouts World Champion, Masha Slamovich. She unfortunately lost her title to Jordynne Grace, but here tonight she gets the opportunity to go ahead and gain a different type of gold, something that would be record breaking. As much as a WWE superstar holding TNA gold is groundbreaking, think about the other way around, a TNA superstar holding WWE gold and bringing the Women's NXT Championship to TNA. That would be phenomenal. Masha Slamovich originally won her TNA title at Bound for Glory 2024. And she held it for quite some time. Unfortunately, she did end up losing it to Jordynne Grace. But again, she has the opportunity at gaining a different world champion, becoming, well, technically here for WWE, we wouldn't count as a 2-time world champion, but a 1-time world champion, 1-time women's NXT championship, as this is technically a developmental brand. But up next, her opponent, she is the women's NXT champion. Zaraya is here, the woman who was able to beat Stephanie Vaquer for that title in order to become the new NXT Women's Champion. Now her friend, very close friend, you could even say sister, Soruka, has already lost 2 of her titles. The little team right there of Zaruka held 3 titles for a short time, but fortunately, like I said, Zoruka slipped. Not to throw shade at my girl, still love her, still wish her the best, hope she gets some sort of gold back soon, because she has earned it, she deserves it. But is Zaraya going to go ahead and follow the footsteps of her friend? I mean, you see the people around you, those you most care for, you most love, breaking down. As humans, we are kind of built in to follow those around us. You know, a lot of times people say that you look at your friends and that's who you are, whether you like to admit it or not. If at the moment Zoruga is a loser, a champion who fails and loses her titles, will that be the same for Zaraya, or will she be able to defend her title successfully? Gonna go ahead and have to see. Zaraya's reign it's not been too long just yet. It's only at the beginning of it, so she is not gonna want to lose this match, because who would want to end their reign this early? Zaraya wants to make history with the Women's NXT Championship. I mean, you defeat someone like Stephanie Vaquer now on the Women's Raw roster. You beat someone like that. It shows the level of caliber, the level of skill, and just how much you carry yourself with. It really puts you at a high point and really elevates you, not just to win the Women's NXT Championship, but again, to beat someone like Stephanie Vaquer for it. A big showing here tonight. TNA versus WWE. Both have held, one currently holding the top title within their company for the women's division. Here tonight, Zaraya looking, if I'm correct, to successfully defend her title for the second time. First time, I don't remember if it was Izzy Dame. I believe so. It's just being her second title defense again, as we said earlier. On the other hand, we have Masha Slamovich, who recently lost her TNA gold, now looking to kind of recover from that stumble. Go ahead and gain some NXT, some WWE gold as we go ahead and begin this main event. Masha Slamovich, Zaraya, NXT Women's Championship on the line. Now, I did say earlier, and somehow these women are able to pull up an even better match than Javon Evans. Javon Evans and Eliko de Elia Park for the NXT Championship, which opened up the night. I'm going to go ahead and shave my eyebrows and my head. And that means I'll do a face review and I'll post it. I'll post it on the channel if they're able to have a better match. And even if they have a good match, the bar is set so high that it is going to be very difficult. But that's why there's such a high reward if they do it. As Masha Slamovich was looking for the pinfall right there nice and early, but Zaraya able to kick out. Nevertheless, I do see a very determined look here on Masha Slamovich. I mean, yeah, you lose your company's gold to a different company. Not only are you going to want your original title back, you want to take one of the other company's title as well to kind of say, okay, you take one, I'll take another. Fight fire with fire. So Masha Slamovich, she doesn't want, the rest of her TNA locker room to look at her with nasty looks because she lost the title to a different promotion. She's going to go ahead and have to earn it back here. But Zaraya trying to deny that. 1, 2, and oh my days. Little move we see Brock Lesnar hit. Unfortunately not able to put away Masha Slamovich just yet. Instead right there it is Zaraya who is countered now. Flipped like an omelet. A big hit by Masha Slamovich, who is now charged up. Wants to go ahead and slam down Zaraya. Big damage being done now. Looking for the pinfall. Is this enough to become the new NXT Women's Champion? No, not yet. As Zaraya is able to kick out at 2. Masha Slamovich, though, gonna go ahead and continue her attack as she grabs Zaraya. Sends her straight into the turnbuckle. Masha Slamovich doing a very good job right now of just neutralizing the attack from Zaraya, who can be a very dangerous threat when it comes to attacking. I mean, she'll hit you with RKOs, diamond cutters, F5 or F50s, whatever they're called. She can hit you with so much. There is so much force, so much just absolute power that comes from Zaraya, that Masha Slamovich is very smart in neutralizing her attack, at least for a bit. Because once Zaraya gets on the attack, she is very hard to stop. Zaraya's mindset is attack is the best form of defense. At the end of the day, defense wins championships. If you can attack yourself very well, you don't need to defend much. But since you're attacking so well, you don't need to defend much. That's your way of defense. That's the way you win. My point being, Zaraya is a dangerous woman when she is able to fully get on the attack. But as I said, at the moment, Masha Slamovich is doing a very good job of neutralizing that. Looking for the pinfall. 1, 2. We almost had a new champion right there, but a kick out at 2. Zaraya able to kick out, but if she wants to go ahead and start building up to that monster who I've been talking about. She has to go ahead and do it right now. She has to go ahead and wake up right now. She's going to go ahead and do something big right here, looking for the submission. Can she go ahead and make Masha Slamovich tap? Can she go ahead and retain her championship by submission? Masha Slamovich, look at the strength right there, separating both of the hands of Zaraya. Big damage done right there. I believe the face of Zaraya is bleeding. I'm not 100% on that, as Masha Slamovich has been targeting a lot of the upper body and head face of Zaraya, so it may be bleeding. I'm not 100% as she keeps turning her face away from me. I'm not able to clearly see, but Masha Slamovich is what I can see and what she's doing. Big elbow drop. Now wanting to do some more damage, but right there's Zaraya able to go ahead and counter. Big spear now looking for the pinfall. Can she retain her championship? No! Masha Slamovich is able to kick out that one right there after a phenomenal, huge spear. She is still able to kick out now with a big suplex. She is somehow still countered, and now it is time for Masha Slamovich to get on the attack, looking for a bit of a tombstone drive right there. And she is not done. Masha Slamovich looking for a second to make sure Zaraya doesn't kick out of this. And there is no way Zaraya does kick out of this. I do believe we have a new women's NXT champion. And yes, we do. Masha Slamovich, a TNA knockout superstar, is now the rightful champion to the NXT Women's title. She has done it. She may have lost her TNA gold, but she now holds NXT gold. She still has her rematch for her title. So maybe in the near future we can see a champion versus champion. For now, thank you so much for tuning in. We will see you tomorrow night on Evolve. Thank you so much for watching.